What is going on, guys? It's Matty Mish. Today is Sunday, June 6th, and it is Gible Community Day. There's already a lot of Gibles here. This is probably the most controversial community day in Pokemon Go, but I'm excited for it. And before we get into it, we do have a shiny Gible, and if you look at the tag there, it is from January 31st, 2020. So I do have one legacy shiny Gible, and we're going to be getting a lot more today. But we're going to go ahead and check in with Professor Willow and see what step number 1 of this research is. Matty Mish, excellent timing. I just made a tremendous, exciting discovery. Earlier today, I was exploring a nearby cave to collect some samples when I noticed a peculiar warmth along one of the walls. Suddenly, something jumped out and tried to bite me. I quickly realized I had stumbled upon a nest of Gible, the land shark Pokemon. Gible is known to react to anything that moves, so sometimes it leaps out and chomps passerby. I know it just wanted a nibble, but that's a nibble too much in my book. Anyway, it's not every day that you run into a gaggle of Gible. Do you think that you could head out and do some research on their appearance here? So step number 1 of this research, called Just a Nibble, it's to power up a Pokemon 10 times, catch 15 Gible, and make 5 nice throws. So with this community day, we did get more storage. They added about 500 more slots of storage for you to get. And that's basically because a lot of people want to catch these Gibles, save them, and trade them to get more Candy XL. And then another reason is we have a lot of events coming up with Pokemon Go Fest in July. So we're going to go ahead and go into our item bag. We're going to drop a lucky egg. We're going to drop a star piece. We do get 3 times catch XP for this community day. That's the bonus. Every quarter they do one with Stardust XP and then a quarter of the egg hatch distance, and this is the one that has XP. We're also going to go ahead and drop, we'll drop 2 incense, that way it's there for the remainder of community day. And then we'll go back later and drop some more lucky eggs and star pieces. But we are going to go ahead and catch our first Gible, which is not a shiny Gible, but it's super easy to get these excellent throws on Gible. So we're actually going to see how much Stardust and how much XP we could get. We're going to try to pine-up as many Gibles as that we can as well. Missed the excellent throw on it, but this is our 7-day streak with it being a Sunday. We're going to go ahead and bury this one. Nice, and we got the excellent that time. So on this lucky egg, we should be getting about 6,000 XP. You'll get just over 7,000 if you get it on that first throw, though. Wow, and we get 51,720 XP on our 7-day streak. 13,687 Stardust. We get the 3 candies. And let's go ahead and check this one's IVs. But we're going to keep it. We're going to keep as many as we can. If there's a task that comes along where we have to go ahead and transfer some Pokemon, we might transfer some 0 stars. But for the most part, we're going to try to keep as many as we can. And then that way we could trade it with some people that we know. That way we could both benefit by getting XL candy and possibly even a good IV through a lucky trade. And we get the excellent on the first throw that time, so this one should get us a little over 7,000 XP. I believe 7,020 if I remember correctly from the last 3 times catch XP we had. Yeah, 7,020. We get the 6 candies. And we should be hitting hopefully at least 36 million today. We're just over 35 million XP. So we are going to also be starting our level up adventure to level 50 soon. I just wanted to get a good enough head start. That way whenever we completed the task, we're able to move on and we don't need to wait to get some of that XP. And Gible number 3 is down. We're still looking for that shiny. And we are going to be talking about the special move that Gible has for this community day, as well as some of the controversy it's caused with Pokemon Go. So we're going to continue to catch some of these 15 Gible, but that is definitely something that I'm going to be touching on in this video. So we have 2 more Gible to catch, and then we're going to go ahead and power up a Pokemon 10 times. Still looking for that shiny. We'll definitely get a couple today. And we're also looking for a good IV. We do have a pretty good IV Gible, and we're going to be evolving that one today. But we also do hope to get a good IV shiny, and we're always looking for a hundo as well. The move that Gibles has for Community Day that we'll touch on more in step 2 is makes it the best ground type attacker, even better than Shadow Mamoswine with a ground attack. So this is going to be our last Gible check for step 1, and then we'll go ahead and power up a Pokemon 10 times and move on to step number 2. In step number 2, we'll talk about the moveset, and then once we get on to step number 3, we'll go into more about the controversy that this Community Day caused. And on the excellent throw, we get that Gible, and then if you look here, all we have to do is power up a Pokemon 10 times. We were working on our 100% Mamoswine in the last Community Day as the one that we powered up, but I actually do have this Gible right now. It is a 96% IV Gible. It's at level, I believe level 20. We got it from a raid. Oh no, we didn't get it from a raid. This is from a research. We got it from that one of the researches. I think when it was back in the box, but I'm not 100% sure. But we're gonna go ahead and power this one up. And since the moveset that Gible has for Community Day makes it the best ground type attacker, we're just gonna max this one out. So it's going to be 246,400 Stardust, 268 candies. It's a lot to invest, but we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do a max out on this one to level 40. So we're going to go ahead and power. Do I want to power Gible up, or do I want to power Garchomp up once we... You know what, we're going to power it up. We're going to go ahead and power this Gible on up. And that's going to get it to 1,106 CP. It's definitely going to be one of the ones that we evolve, and I'll even tell you this. If we get a 98% with 15 attack or a 100%, we're going to max that one out too. So we already have one Gible maxed out that will be evolving later, and then we're going to go ahead and claim our rewards and move on to step number 2. So we're going to get 15 Pokeballs, 20 candies, which we need to start replenishing what we lost. And then we're going to go ahead and claim this reward. It's going to be a Gible. It has a chance of being a good IV since it is from this research, this special research. Let's see what it is. Normal Gible, 469. So I don't think that's good, but we're going to, you know what, we're going to go ahead and pineapple it anyways. This one is probably like in the 80% range because that Gible that we just powered up was about 474. And that was a 96, and I believe 477 would be the hundo. Nice, so it's a 15, 15, 10. So definitely happy with it being in the 80% IV range that it had 15 attack. So we'll go ahead and start this one. I do want to try to get a Garchomp army of at least 6. Oh, and we'll catch this one even though we didn't even move on to the next step. Nice, and that Gible's down, and then we'll go ahead and move on to step number 2. So the rewards for completing step number 1 will get 2,000 Stardust, another Gible encounter, and 1 Incense. Definitely nice to get some Stardust after spending just under $250,000. And then we'll go ahead and start. Oh, and we got the shiny, no way! 455, so it's not a good IV. Definitely happy we got the shiny though. We're gonna go ahead and pineapple this because we're it's definitely gonna be one that we can catch. It doesn't have a chance of running from us. And I love the blue color that Gible is. It's definitely like one of my favorite shades of blue. Blue's my favorite color. That's like one of my favorite shades, and Gible's probably my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon. So definitely love this shiny. Definitely hoping that this one has 15 attacks, so you know we could have like one shiny that's useful in PvE. Not bad. It's a 14, 10, 11, so definitely not bad. It's a shiny Gible. It has pretty decent IVs. Definitely going to be one that we evolve as of now. But we'll check in with Professor Willow for step number 2. Welcome back, trainer. While you were out tracking down the Landshark Pokemon, I took a look at the cave I was telling you about earlier. I was reminded of an interesting tidbit about Gible. Its nest inside small horizontal holes and cave walls warmed by geothermal heat. Gible seems to love warm places, and that cave certainly fits the bill. We've learned a lot about this dragon and ground type Pokemon, but there's always more to discover. When you're ready, how about you try evolving your Gible into Gabite? So we have to catch 14 more Gible, transfer 10 Pokemon, and evolve 3 Gible. So we're going to go ahead and continue working on this research, see if we could get another shiny. And then once we get closer to completing this research, we're going to touch on the Earth Power move set that Gible has for this community day. So this is Gible 10 out of 15, so we're going to talk about the move that Gible got for community day. And I'm actually really happy with it. Gible is a dragon and ground type Pokemon, but it's outclassed by a bunch of other dragon types in Pokemon Go. A lot of people have a really strong Dragonite because there was a community day for Dragonite. Salamence, that's actually a little bit better stat-wise than Dragonite, also had a community day with a move Outrage, which makes Salamence one of the best non-shadow, non-legendary dragon types. And there's Rayquaza, which is like the king of dragon type Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So Gible doesn't really have much place in the meta as a dragon type. If you have one with a dragon type moveset, I would recommend keeping it. I'll probably at some point evolve a Gible to have a dragon type moveset, just because it is useful, but there's just a lot more dragon types in Pokemon Go that are more useful than Gible. So the other typing that Gible has is a ground type attack. Garchomp has a ground type moveset already with Mudshot and Earthquake, so it already has a pretty good ground type moveset. However, it is outclassed with that moveset by Shadow Mamoswine, and I also believe it's outclassed by Groudon, and it's basically with that moveset a little worse Groudon. But it did get Earth Power for Community Day, which is a ground type moveset. It has the charge attack Earth Power, which is the strongest ground type moveset in the game. So since Gible's stats, such as its attack stat, are greater than Shadow Mamoswine, it does make Garchomp now the best ground type Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And it has a Mega Form coming out soon. So Pokemon Go confirmed before Community Day that Mega Garchomp will not be making its debut during Gible Community Day, but it is set to be released at a later time. So with having that moveset of Mudshot and Earth Power will make Gible the best ground type attacker in Pokemon Go. So I'm really happy that it gave Gible that moveset. I'm glad that it got a ground type attack because I much rather a ground type attack than a dragon attack. Since Gible is outclassed by a bunch of other dragons in Pokemon Go, such as Rayquaza, Salamence, and Dragonite, which most people already have maxed out or close to max of those 3 Pokemon. So Gible is down and we're on 13 out of 15 for Gible. That one was actually a pretty good IV. Excellent throw on Gible 14. And we just missed an excellent on Gible 15, but we do have the Pineapple down. Let's see if we could get it on this try. And Gible is down. So we're at 32 Candy XL. I believe we started at 24, so to get about 8 within the first half hour is pretty good. And then all we need to do is transfer 10 Pokemon and evolve 3 Gible. So I'm going to go ahead and see which ones to transfer out. I don't want to transfer out a Gible though. So we're going to go ahead and transfer these 10 Pokemon. And then we are going to go ahead and evolve some Gible. So we have to evolve 3, so we're going to go ahead and, where's our 96% that we just powered up? We're going to go ahead and evolve this one on over to Gabite. Excited to see the CP on this one. 1864 CP, so we get that 96% IV Gabite. We'll leave it just named as Gible for right now. And then we have it 89% with 15 attacks, so we'll go ahead and evolve that one on over, since right now I think this is the second highest IV Gible we have. And then to end it off, we're going to go ahead and evolve that one we just, that shiny we just caught. So this is a 14, 10, 11 shiny, and we're going to go ahead and evolve this one on over to Gabite. This will be able to complete step number 2 of the research, and then once we get into step number 3 a little bit, we'll talk about the controversy that this community day caused, since we just covered over the special moveset that Gible has. And that's actually a really cool color, Gabite. Shiny Gabite's definitely pretty cool. And we already have Gabite in the Pokedex, so it's not a new Pokedex edition. But that's all we needed to go ahead and complete step number 2. So we're going to go ahead and claim our rewards. We're going to get 30 candies, which is good. We need to get some of those candies back after spending about 248, I believe, to power up that Gible. We'll get 10 pineapple berries. So we have a 764 Gabite here. We're definitely going to go ahead and, you know what, we're going to go ahead and run from it, because I just realized our lucky egg and star piece expired. And we'll be getting some extra Stardust with that being a second evolution. $764 CP, not sure what the hundo is. We get the excellent throw on it with the silver pineapple berry, so I'm hoping it stays. And of course, with my luck, it doesn't. So we're going to go ahead and silver pineapple it again. And we missed the excellent on that one. Third time's the charm. We missed the excellent on that one again, but we'll see if we could get it to stay. Nice, and we do. So Gabite is down. We'll get also a Candy XL for that, I believe. Yeah, so we get 1 Candy XL, 11 candies, 450 Stardust. Is this one good IVs? It is not. It's actually close to like the worst you could get. I believe it was like a 10, 11, 11. And 10, 10, 10 is the worst you could get. So we're going to go ahead and claim our rewards. We'll get 1500 XP, a Pokemon encounter, which I believe is a Gible, and 1 incense. $459, so it's a little bit better than the shiny we got, but still not that great of an IV. We're just going to go ahead and pineapple this. I want to save the silver pineapples for some of the tougher ones we have to catch in the wild. Quick IV check. And it's alright, it's about a 12, 12, 15. And then we're going to go ahead and check in with Professor Willow to see what we have to do for step number 3. Nice job evolving your Gible into Gabite, Maddie Mish. Gabite is known as the cave Pokemon, and it loves sparkly things. It emits ultrasonic waves from its protrusions on either side of its head to probe pitch dark caves. What a useful ability. Maybe it could help me avoid bumping into lab equipment in the middle of the night. We've seen Gible and Gabite, but there's still one more evolution we need to document. Come see me when you've evolved your Gabite, trainer. So we have to evolve 1 Gabite, we have to transfer 10 more Pokemon, and make 3 curveball throws. So we're going to go ahead with some of the Gibles here. Oh, and we got the shiny! So we got another shiny Gible, 832 CP, and we're going to use it to make our great throws on. So we're not going to try for an excellent, we're just going to try for the great. Couldn't get it, but it's going to stay because we got that golden raspberry on it. 832 and weather boosted is pretty good. I believe like 1033 is the best CP on weather boosted. But we'll go ahead and check the IVs on this one. Not the best 2-star, but you know, it's a shiny Gible. Definitely happy to get it. and then we're going to go ahead and work on getting these great throws. And I don't want to mess around with the Gible too much, so we're just going to go ahead and use Nab so they stay put. So we get our first great throw, second great throw, and we got an excellent there, but that'll count as our third great throw. So we went ahead and transferred on 10 more Pokemon, and then all we need to do is evolve a Gabite to move on to step number 4 out of 4. As we evolve that Gabite, I do want to go into a little bit of controversy that this Pokemon Go community caused. When Pokemon Go first announced the community day, they put up a tweet and it was like, Gible, that's it, that's the post, hashtag Pokemon Go Community Day, or something along the lines of that. I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. And a lot of people were upset because we've recently had events where Gible was in raids or Gible was hatchable in eggs, and a lot of people grinded those events to get a shiny Gible. So a lot of people didn't think that we needed a Gible Community Day, and it kind of upset a lot of people. We're gonna go ahead and evolve this Gabite now. So a lot of people were upset because they grinded so hard to get that shiny Gible, and now it's basically being given away, because if you play in Community Day, even if you just click on a bunch of Gibles, chances are you will come across a shiny. Nice, and we get Gabites, or we get Garchomp. So we're gonna go ahead and register Garchomp into the Pokedex. And it has the, that moveset of Mudshot and Earth Power, which you do want for Garchomp. So a lot of people were upset because it's now the shiny Gible is being handed away. So I actually prefer Pokemon Go having these rare community days like this. If you look back at when Community Day first came out in 2018, even in 2019, there were a lot of rare Pokemon. There was Dragonite, there was Salamence, there was Slacking. There was a lot of rare Pokemon that were meta relevant in these community days, and then I feel like in 2020 they took a step back from that. One, because of the pandemic. As you know, there was a Pokemon Go Community Day in March that was canceled last year because of the pandemic, and then that was later made up in November when we had 2 community days, which they chose to do Electabuzz and Magmar, which was pretty cool because both of those Pokemon go hand in hand. But I feel like now that, at least, I know a lot of the world isn't coming out of the pandemic yet. There's still a lot of places that are in lockdown, but I feel like Pokemon Go is starting to go back to the way Community Day used to be. A lot of people thought they got snubbed in Swablu's Community Day last month, where they didn't get as many shinies as they normally do. I feel like that was step 1 of getting ready for another big Pokemon Go Community Day like Gible. And then now that it is the Gible Community Day, they're going back into some more of those rare spawns. So I feel like this was a good Pokemon Go Community Day. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I know a lot of people rather have like an Incense Day or a Research Day, where if you evolved within like the Incense time or the Research period time, you would get this moveset. But I actually prefer Gible to be in Community Day. I'm happy it was in Community Day, but let me know what you guys think about both the controversy the moveset Gible got, and what you think of Gible Community Day down in the comments below. And now that we completed step number 3, we're gonna go ahead and claim our rewards and move on to step number 4. So we'll get 50 Gible candy, which we definitely need. We'll get 1 lucky egg. Lucky eggs are always useful. We'll get 15 Great Balls, and then we'll claim the reward for 2,500 XP, 1 Rocket Radar, and 15 Ultra Balls. Ah, fantastic work, Maddie Mish. That's an admirable Garchomp. Known as the Mach Pokemon, its body is covered in fine scales that reduce drag, enabling it to fly at high speeds. Those scales don't just reduce wind resistance, their sharp edges also cause injury to any opponent that touches them. Pretty spiffy, eh? I think you'll find Garchomp to be a powerful companion on your adventures, and I can't wait to see how your relationship develops along the way. Thanks for all your help today, trainer. I hope you had a fantastic time. Now let's go. So step number 4, ingest a Nibble. We're gonna get 2 silver pineapple berries. We're gonna get 3,500 X, and then we're gonna get an encounter. Another Gible encounter, 458, so the CP just keeps getting worse on these. And I almost forgot to Pineapple Berry it. I'm kind of glad it attacked us there. And we should get this on the first try. It's a research reward, so I don't really worry about it breaking free since it's just the first evolution. And then we're going to go ahead and claim our 3,000 Stardust, 2 rare candies, and then we'll get a Pokemon appearance. 3,000 Stardust, the 2 rare candy. And we get a wild Garchomp. 1678, so I believe that's the same IV as the one we evolved. So this one could be the same as that IV as the shiny we got. But this should give us 2 Candy XL. We're going to go ahead and use a Silver Pineapple Berry on it. Didn't get it high enough to get that excellent, but we'll see if it stays on the first try, which I'm hoping it does. And it breaks free. Missed the excellent on that one too. We actually didn't even get a nicer grade either. Nice, but Garchomp stays. So we get 23 candy, 2 Candy XL, 750 Stardust, 720 XP. Do a quick IV check. Nice, and this one's actually pretty good. 15, 11, 14. So that's about a 40 out of 45. So this is about an 89% IV. So that's going to do it for Gible Community Day. Before we end this video, I do want to go ahead and we'll go over here to our inventory. And then we are going to go ahead and search our Gibles. And right here we have this 96% Gible that we evolved, well now it's a Gabite that we evolved earlier. We did max it out to level 40, so we're going to go ahead and end the video by evolving this one on over to a 96% IV Garchomp with Earth Power to become the best ground type attacker in Pokemon Go, and it will be leading our ground team if we ever have a raid boss that is weak to ground type Pokemon. Wow, and it's 3,946 CP. I did not know that Gible or Garchomp got that high at just level 40. Wow. We didn't use any XL candy on it, so it's at level 40. Wow, I'm surprised it got that high. But we have a 3,946 IV, and you know what? We are going to go ahead and we're going to use ATM on it. Fast TM, of course. Don't get Dragon Tail, and we get Mud Shot, so it has that ground type moveset. And then as we do with all of our top tier Pokemon, we're going to do MS for Mud Shot and EP for Earth Power. Nice. And if we were to power it up all the way to level 50, this one's got to go high. 4,461. So we will be saving our XL candies for 100% if we don't get a 100% on Community Day. Once Garchomp's available in Mega Raids, we'll just grind those until we get a hundo. But that's going to do it for today's Community Day video. If you look over here, you can see that we have about 5 hours left of Community Day. So I hope you all enjoyed your Gible Community Day. I hope you got plenty of shinies, plenty of XP, everything that you guys were looking to get. I hope you achieved in this Community Day. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.